We're about to take you inside one of the strangest places on Earth, a city built entirely for the dead. 13 acres, 6,400 tombs, crypts, and mausoleums stacked like high rises. Over 180,000 people are buried here. Presidents, dictators, murderers, children, billionaires, all side by side, where history hides its darkest chapters. So why does one of the most elite cemeteries in the world feel like it's hiding something? We're here to find out, and during the journey, learn more about the brutal, complex, fascinating, and incredible history of Argentina.
Well over 1,000. That's literally a city.
City of the dead.
Argentina is this?
I don't know, but I like it.
Okay, for record, we've been playing musical chairs for like an hour on this plane.
Yo.
Like literally, we're an hour delayed.
Literally, these two seats have been switching. We switched like at least 4 people in these seats.
There's something happening up there. There's like 12 people up there. Why did we all start clapping?
I don't know.
I thought we were gonna have like a salsa battle.
Les quiero informar, la situación es muy delicada. Es un pasajero que ingresa sin documentos, camina por el avión. Eso nos obliga a hacer un procedimiento de seguridad donde todos los pasajeros tienen que desembarcar con todas sus pertenencias.
So someone like snuck on the plane. Yes. They don't know how he got in. Now we all have to leave? Yes.
What? Because they have to search to see if there's any suspicious things, because this person never had any tickets or any booking.
We were supposed to take off 24 minutes ago, so we're at least an hour delayed now.
It's the A to Z curse. Dude, there better be a bomb on this plane. I'm gonna be so mad. At this point, I'm gonna leave something just because I'm gonna unpack all the ghost tools and just plant them in different cabinets.
Maybe he was drunk and got on this flight somehow.
His eyes was red.
Oh, okay.
Demon. That's what it is.
Yo, now this is some like spice.
I think it's just some Colombian cocaine shit.
Okay, you do Duolingo. What did you say?
So there was a spy, and the spy was like, "Oh man, you got me!" And that's how he actually talked. She did a perfect impression of him. And he was like, "Oh, but you're never going to guess what I left on the plane." And then they were like, "Come on, man, just tell us." And he was like, "No way! Ha ha!" He's a real rascal.
Thanks for interpreting for us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Translating.
Translating.
2.5 hour delay, and the very last one's entered into the country. What is it, 3 in the morning? 2:36?
2:36.
Yeah, there you go, bro. Elton, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Pleasure.
Hernan. This is on the luggage?
Yes, this is it.
Good. We are traveling.
Okay.
So, first of all, welcome. Very happy to have you here. It's always nice to receive a new group, you know? So, I introduce to you myself officially with the microphone again, Hernan, the first Spanish conqueror who arrived to Mexico, Hernan Cortés. Cortés, his surname, his last name, means kind. He was not so kind. He killed all the natives for the gold. I promise to me, better than Cortés was with you.
Okay.
5608, give me another minute of your time. We'll turn it upside down.
Have a nice night. Try to rest.
Thanks, bro.
And try to do this the best way.
Yeah, figure it out. All right, man. I'll see you
My
in the
friends,
morning.
have a nice night.
Welcome to our room. We made it to Buenos Aires. It's almost 4 in the morning. And then, oh, look at our cute bathroom. We do side by side. Come on. Come on.
Because this Argentina trip is packed.
Yeah.
So sleeping well tonight is gonna matter, because like the next 3 days of Buenos Aires are packed. Then Iguazu, then we're going over to Mendoza, and then Cordoba, and then Ushuaia. Basically doing the entire country, which is a massive country.
Yeah.
Well, we made it here. Country 8. Welcome to our 8th country, Argentina. Our first stop in the next 12 days is the capital city, Buenos Aires, a place packed to the brim with culture, excitement, passion, history, tragedy, beauty, entertainment, and so much more. Before we explore the city, here's the quick history. The land that would become Buenos Aires was first settled by Juan Díaz de Solís in 1536. However, it was soon abandoned due to internal struggle and attacks by Native American tribes. It wouldn't be until 1580 that the settlement was reformed by Juan de Garay, who named it after the fair winds, or in Spanish, Buenos Aires, that allowed him to reach South America. The city would quickly grow as Spaniards from Europe came to settle this new land, as it remained a colony of Spain. However, in 1806, while the King of Spain was distracted fighting Napoleon, the English invaded Buenos Aires. However, with little help from Spain, the people of Buenos Aires were able to fight back against the English and lay the seeds for independence. After the Independence War and the Industrial Revolution, the city would see rapid growth, with factories on par with those of Europe, some of the tallest skyscrapers in Latin America, and the first underground subway in all of South America. However, the growth of Buenos Aires would be derailed in the late 20th century as the winds of political unrest roared across Argentina, with riots and government coups between those who supported Juan Perón, a populist who increasingly expanded his power and cult of personality, and the dictatorship led by the military, who feared his growing power and policies against the Catholic Church, which would only end in the 1980s after the military lost public support after mass kidnapping and execution of dissidents and their loss in the Falklands War. Since then, instead of being in political turmoil, the country has been in an economic nosedive, with low-income areas such as La Boca and Villa 31 being the worst affected, as now 38% of all Argentinians live in poverty. Since the country's massive economic depression in the early 2000s, where unemployment peaked at 22.5%, the country has suffered from rising inflation, reaching as high as 211% annual inflation in 2023. While it has since slowed, it still far outpaces the rest of the developed world with 117.8% annual inflation in 2024. We will explore every inch of Buenos Aires during our trip: the history, the nightlife, the culture, the poverty, and the crime, all aspects that make up the city of fair winds.
Blakey! Good morning.
Morning.
I'm waiting to take this lip mask off. He's been in the bathroom for so long.
Have people seen you yet?
It's like so dry, it's cracking on my lips. I've been trying to wait to take this off.
What? You look like Xenon girl of the 22nd century. What is happening?
Hello.
What up?
Got it. Maybe I need. No,
How long ago there was only the highest bill was 1,000?
the highest was 1,000 till less than 1 year ago.
1 year ago the highest
Yeah.
bill was 1,000 pesos.
Then 2,000, if you start to appear around, and now they did 10,001. 10,000 means $10. It's the highest one we have.
So they keep making larger bills because of the hyperinflation.
It's almost like Zimbabwe, was it? Where they would have the
Yes.
wheelbarrows full of cash?
Yeah, and then now what he's saying is that this 20 pesos is like, he would just give this to his toddler just to play with it, because this literally can't even buy a piece of candy. Because this is worth not even 2 cents, but 0.2 of a cent.
Bananas in a town made in Argentina in Buenos Aires. My name is Joseph Luis. I speak English, British, American. I'm from to Manchester United and California. Celebrate war. Hasta la vista, baby. Yeah, I like your smile.
Ginger.
Ginger.
My name is Joseph.
Nice to meet you. Oh, thank you.
And you, gentlemen. Hasta la vista, baby. And God bless you in the Lord Jesus Christ. He is my boss. I prefer Jesus speaking than my wife.
This can be more traditional.
Yeah.
You know, these are our people. If you are a tourist and someone recommend you this, good. Fair price, homemade food. You saw how they made it, the right place to be. Safe with a good attention. These ones there are the fried ones. The only one problem of the fried ones, your clothes. You must eat like this because they are juicy, like a porno star. And the baked ones. Okay?
Here we go. This is.
Alright, which one?
Look like a film. Yeah.
Very juicy.
It is super juicy.
I told you about that, huh? So they're juicy.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So good.
And we don't use hot spicy sauce because we know we don't need it. Tastes good.
Ginger's so mad. Ginger's so mad.
I love spicy sauce.
I told you the right decision.
I have a proposition for you. You're very good at visually demonstrating what you're eating. I've never heard you really like enunciate what it is that you're tasting, what it is that you're feeling. So I think for the first time ever, I think you should take a bite and poetically express what it is that is happening in your mouth.
Okay. I think this is the ham and cheese. So I'm gonna open it up and see first. It's corn.
There it is again. Give me my food.
Dude, ham and cheese, yeah.
We're gonna try. There we go. We just split this apart. Oh my goodness. Look how cheesy that is from. Get a good cheese bowl, you know it's gonna be a good dish. Oh, the cheese, the ham.
The only thing he said
The combination.
the cheese and the ham. That's all he said.
You gotta take some time for the palate to recognize the taste.
There's poetry happening on your face. I just need you to express it.
I'm
Bro,
trying.
I've never seen anyone eat with like not only their mouth but every muscle in his neck is just like.
Whoa, this will make you do body rolls.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, dance it out.
Oh, Papi!
Okay.
The combination of the meat and the cheese, the saltiness coming from the cheese, you can just taste the creaminess, the milk. Ham is so good, it is tender, nice and sweet.
Tender like what? Like a soft warm kiss from your male lover?
That was the whole description.
We like it. Oh,
Ham too?
cheese is perfect. It's like melted so perfectly, and I love the whatever batter that it's in.
How did he do this better than you, dog?
what do you mean?
The batter is so.
said nothing.
So let me give you.
You talk about the batter and the cheese. All you said was ham and cheese.
So, anyway, the batter that it's on, it's a salt. It's a little salty undertaste. It's not too salty. It's perfect. The cheese, as already mentioned, comes out very perfectly. Is it
Mozzarella.
mozzarella? Yes. It's like very close to the Italian mozzarella.
Jerry didn't even tell us what kind of cheese it was.
But he did tell us it was cheese.
Oh, and you said it was cheesy.
Yeah, and he also did say it felted like the warmth of a man's kiss on his mouth.
We did say that.
Can we have this every morning?
Probably, yeah.
Oh my God, this is so good.
It's something very traditional. It's something that you must try as a first thing in Buenos Aires, believe me. At every province, we love this. Even the independence war times, that people used to sell this on the streets. So when we celebrate those national days, we do this. You can see the pictures of the restaurant. Our countryside people, the man is called gaucho. There is the Argentinian cowboy, half native, half Spanish. In fact, gaucho is not the real name. The real name is guacho. We changed the vocals orders because guacho is a bad word. Means less of origin. Not being accepted to live with the natives, not being accepted to live with the white people. And he was a nomad, just ranching around. And they become into farmers with a wife and living in this kind of really rustic houses, you know? Excellent riders, not guns, knife country. If you shoot someone in Argentina, you're a cowboy. If you fight with a knife, it's okay. As in America, maybe you find someone with a gun on the car, here we have a knife.
Gotcha.
It's true. To bury the first bishop command church, it was a tradition to do the grave of the bishop and the entrance. California, and there is a city called LA. This is our LA because of many angels all around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
City
true.
of
We call it
Angels.
City of Angels.
We're about to visit the City of the Dead, which has quite literally earned its name. A massive cemetery where the graves are buildings multiple stories above and below ground. Tens of thousands of people buried here with a waiting list of decades to get a spot. Some of the most important people in Argentina's history are here in a graveyard that you'll need GPS to navigate. The City of the Dead was first dug by Franciscan monks in the early 1700s. However, after their order dissolved, the cemetery was taken over by the Argentinian government in 1822. It was around this time that the first mausoleums started to be built. In the 1870s, a massive yellow fever epidemic swept across Buenos Aires, wiping out 8% of the city's population. This caused the cemetery to grow rapidly, and among the wealthy, having a large, opulent mausoleum for their family became a signifier of social status, and many hired architects from Paris and Milan to try and build the most luxurious mausoleums, some constructed of granite and marble in neoclassical, Gothic, and Art Deco styles. The City of the Dead is a collection of some of the finest architectural design in Argentina, containing not only people's remains, but their legacy as well.
A few ones are abandoned. A few ones are very well kept. A few ones are in the middle.
Yeah.
This is totally abandoned. Abandoned coffins died, most of them during the yellow fever epidemic. So you can see even child's coffins. Take a look inside. A body on a coffin is a piece of flesh or a box. If you leave a box on your table with a piece of flesh inside, that will be disgusting. What is the secret? Why the body doesn't smell? Chimneys, air out. But the real secret is the coffin itself. Up to 5 times more expensive than the coffin going round, because they made it with several little valves.
Oh, so the pressure opens
The pressure,
the valve.
yes, sir.
The odor comes out, and the odor also comes all the way through. Dude, it keeps going.
It's insane.
Online, it's called like the City of the Dead, and you're like, places always have these names that are exaggerative.
This is the City of the Dead.
This is like,
My friend, see how this works. Join me, on your knees.
So
See the coffins there? The levels where they put, it's crazy. In meters, it could be 6 meters.
wow.
Yeah, it's quite deep, yeah, could be. Normally there are 3, 4.
It means like looking down every little street here, you think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bodies, but there's hundreds underneath
And
that.
someone did, they arrived at night and they drank wine underneath there.
Why didn't they remove the bottle?
And they burn something. I don't want to touch, but they burn. So they did this on purpose, you know? Like a black magic, I don't know what it is. Intentional. Someone broke into at night,
Yeah.
as they did many times. For the reason these people is afraid of doing night tours, because they don't want to be people here at night.
Doing rituals.
They want to do it very, because the people buried here are presidents. So they don't want people at night.
He's fully exposed. I mean, there's literally like a child, like a baby, literally a baby's coffin.
there's one right there too, right above.
Oh yeah, there's 2 babies' coffins right there. I've never seen anything like this. Like I've seen like mausoleums in cemeteries, but never anything like this. Well over 1,000 mausoleums in here, times 35. That's literally a city, 35,000 people.
City of the Dead.
It's almost like an art display. Because they're all different styles, different cultures, different time periods. Like modern, classic, Roman.
Which one would you want?
Yeah, you know, it connects to like, you do like a little Ferris wheel and it kind of like moves everything around. I want to like do that, but with like my ashes. It's like a little bulldozer automated that picks it up and does that.
It's like a train that goes
Yeah,
around
exactly.
a Christmas
Yeah,
tree.
it's just literally just my ashes. It's like a little bulldozer dumps in the train goes around, the train dumps it out, the bulldozer picks it up. And that's
Constantly.
Yeah. And that's just what I do.
Goldberg machine.
I'm still active.
I'm still active.
Or put all my ashes in a bunch of hourglasses and give them to friends.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You see the stairs. These are 3 underground each, so we can find up to 25, 30 coffins on them. How this works? Nobody owns this. This is a city administration cemetery.
Yeah.
So if you do a deal where you will pay the taxes for the last 100 years, and you pay the taxes every year, like 3, and then at the end of the year, it's like a half of a rent. It's quite expensive. Sometimes grandfather built this and has to put all the coffins of the family. But the son don't want to pay because grandfather died and he doesn't pay. The deal is that they will wait 80 years till they can touch this. They don't pay 80 years, they will have the right to go inside, taking out all the coffins of your family and doing a general cremation because all the ashes will go to a general hole back of the cemetery. And someone who is on the waiting list will adhere this with the right of demolition or restoration.
That's insane.
Wow.
They're just a waiting list.
Take a look of this.
Wow.
This is a grave, the green one, of an Irish. For the reason it's green. He was William Brown, who was a smuggler and arrived here in the middle of Independence War. And to don't be captured, he changed his name to Guillermo. But then after doing smuggling on the widest river of the world, during 9 years, he was captured and they saved him. William, what do you prefer? To be hanging or join us to the cause of the war? Well, he gave us a navy and he defended the city against the British in the British invasion in 1834. And he won the war against Brazil. And over there, let me show you, it looks like a chapel. It's one more grave.
One grave.
One grave. But so much luxury. And if you think this, over there is a humble one. Here lies the wife and the friend of General San Martin. So the wife and war hero of the main hero of the country rests here in a very humble plaque. It's one of the most important graves, but it's humble. Those ones are rich for the reason they are so big, even bigger than the heroes. Okay?
Yeah.
Back of this white one, which is just concrete, but his one is much more luxury, just because of the money and the pride, because he was just a diplomat. How you realize which is the hero, the white concrete, or this big luxury mausoleum? You will think this one is a hero. I know the hero is just a white concrete one, not granite and marble. You just go there. Some ones are so poor that they don't know who they are even were, because there's not even a plaque. And they don't wait 80 years to taking them out. Just 4, because one is coming, because it's a public cemetery. So the rich are the heroes, but also the homeless. Let's go, this one.
Got it.
Bury the poor here as well.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they would just go to a different cemetery, but
Liliana Crociati, she died in 1970. Yeah, because born in 44, she died when she was 26 on her honeymoon. The couple went to the Alps to the ski. Avalanche got to the base, killed many ones, and she was. And then once the body bring to Argentina, and it's inside of a mausoleum of the family, Sabu, her dog. The dog passed away a few days after. Heartbreak probably, yeah, dogs are like that. They used to allow us to touch his mouth, bringing us luck. They don't want us to have more luck.
You can see the discoloration.
Eva Perón, born in 1919, she was the number 6 child of not recognized extra-marriage relationship with her father. John Duarte was a rich guy who has a family in Buenos Aires and 3 kids and a ranch 100 kilometers away and a romantic relationship with his employer, Juana Ibarburen, who gave him another 6 childs. And Evita was the number 6, and she used to love her father. But when he passed away, the funeral was taking place in Buenos Aires in the wealthy mansion, and Juana took the train with the 6 childs to assist. When a cousin of John see the situation, she just closed the door. And she could not join to her father's funeral. And she thought because of a socio-economical condition, we are poor and they are rich us inside. So well, then she came back to the town. The family filed off the mother from the ranch. So 6 childs, not more money. The little girl with 7 years old started to switch clothing, to help clean houses. When she was 18, she came back to Buenos Aires City to take revenge. She became into an actress. She met the war minister and vice president, and then she assumed the power with him. So she was a first lady, but she was big.
very powerful. Yeah.
When she passed away, you said the right word. Perón made the mistake. Her body must be embalmed to be perpetual. And they kept the body at the trade union because her office was there and she was to read in peace next to the workers. 55, dictatorship, military attack. And they broke into trade union and robbed the body. General Aramburu in charge of the revolution. Take out this bastard of my view right now, but don't set it on fire because it's Catholic. But hide her well, because this woman is dangerous, dead than alive. Because people's reaction will be something happened to the women that we call a virgin, a saint. And finally, he exiles and he stayed in Spain 7 years. And the young Peronismen, the people who love this guy without knowing him, just hearing, recovered the body back where the body was hid. The body was hid in Milano, Italy.
Evita's body was in Italy?
They say to a young soldier in 55, Majesty, Italian son, one more in Argentina. No, yeah, you have a sister and she died, and you're gonna bury her in Milano, in a grave with the Majesty surname. Because the body, once was recovered, brought to Argentina again, Perón assumed the power as a president, so the problem of Perón, he was afraid of, she was robbed again. He talked to the recognized child of John. You don't grow up with her, but she's your sister. Can we put her in your grave? Nobody will realize. They admit that, and they also accept a wish of her, that her mother be next to her when she died. So now she's happy because she's with the mother and the father at last. Who is not happy is John. 2 wives again in the grave?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
This is crazy. It's always there. And it's the only one grave receiving flowers every day. And the only one day I can bring you here, the 26th of July, her anniversary of death. The line is 200 meters. There are flowers next day all around.
Okay, so we tried getting film permission to film in there properly. Obviously, we kind of filmed a little bit here and there, but the original goal was to try and do paranormal investigation, we've heard stories, or even just film at night. But now that we've been in there and understood it, with all the robberies, I didn't realize how many modern burials there were in there. I thought most of them were over 100 years old.
There's even an open one right now that they're gonna fill in today.
Yeah. So this is an active burial site, cemetery, high. So now I fully understand it. But
all right, let's get the car.
Cool. Where to next?
I don't know.
En el camino de tierra me fui hacia el campo santo, sin un rumbo fijo salí, buscando el destino.
So this stretch of road we're on has tons of people offering to exchange money. He said they can get you anything that they need. And oh yeah, they're selling clothes on the floor, just purses, wallets, everything. He said it goes for a really long time, but we're gonna walk on it for 2 blocks just so we can get the feel of it. But there's people yelling at you left and right. Do you need cash? Do you need change? Do you need this? So it's pretty cool.
this is where the Pope practiced for 20 years beforehand.
The Pope never came back to his country. The first trip he did outside of Rome, it was Brazil. And he made the joke. He said, Brazilians, because we love each other. The Pope is Argentinian, but God is Brazilian, don't worry.
Oh my gosh.
Then we thought he was coming here. Second trip, 5 years later, Brazil again, Uruguay, flew over us, Chile, Peru, never landed here.
Why
People is not angry with him. Why? Because he doesn't want to be used by the Argentinian politicians. In the 2 times, there were different political bands, and he doesn't agree with any of them. He knows he will be used. We understand his position.
Crazy. Pope Francis, born Jorge Mario Bergoglio, passed away during the production of this video on April 21st, 2025, at the age of 88 from a stroke. There was 7 days of mourning in Argentina following his death. He never returned to Argentina during his papacy. He is well remembered for his charity, humbleness, and representing the poor and working class. Pope Francis was succeeded by Pope Leo XIV on May 8th, 2025.
Here, maybe it's not allowed to film, maybe it's okay. Definitely, we need to take the hats off, because if not, they will make you notice with the sword on the floor. They just hit the dog and make you notice you need to hat off.
Wait, Jerry just went in.
Jerry.
Here lies some of Argentina's most important heroes, who fought for the freedom of not only Argentina, but Peru, Uruguay, Chile, and Bolivia as well, effectively stamping out Spanish power in southern Latin America. In 1808, King Ferdinand VII of Spain was overthrown by Napoleon Bonaparte, with his brother Joseph Bonaparte becoming the ruler of Spain. News reached Buenos Aires, it outraged the population. Some had already had thoughts of independence in 1806 after single-handedly defending the city against the English. But now they were joined by those who believed that the new Bonaparte-led government had no right to rule the South American colonies. The War of Independence started in 1810 with the May Revolution, where the Viceroy of Spain was removed from power and a new government was formed with the now iconic Argentinian flag being designed by Manuel Belgrano in 1812. They were joined by General San Martin, an Argentinian who had fought in Spain for the king. With San Martin at command, the Argentinian rebels were able to defeat the Spanish in the Battle of San Lorenzo, kicking them out of Argentina. However, he did not stop there. Throughout the next few years, he would stomp out the Spanish in Uruguay, Peru, and Bolivia before crossing the Andes mountain range in 1817 and winning the Battle of Chacabuco and freeing the city of Lima and Chile. Without these heroes, we wouldn't have not only Argentina, but South America as it exists today.
So, very first time we are celebrating democracy without interruptions. My age, I born in the last year of the dictatorship, 42, so 41 years of democracy without interruptions. The scarves on the floor are very important symbols of our history. And the new Peronists, they kidnapped General Aramburu in 71. The one who overthrew Perón in 55. Perón was back in 73, but death surprised him 3 months later, and the army say, kill us a general, we kill you all. 30,000 people disappear, the missing ones, especially your age, at the universities. Mothers start to come here to protest. Where is my daughter? Where is my son? And the way of protesting, diapers of babies used to be cotton till the 70s. The tradition was to keep the best one with the baby name on it. They wore the diapers on the head to do the protest and keep coming here every Thursday, 3 p.m. They walk around asking an answer. They know the answer, they were killed. The last the army did was trying to wash their hands, recovering the islands that we lost against England. More souls were lost. To win England on the water is quite difficult. With that war against England, the reputation of militaries go down to the bottom, and now we are in democracy.
Did the army ever admit that they killed all those young people?
They killed.
Did they admit it?
They were kidnapped, they were tortured, they were months, they were years there, and then they were missing. And the women were raped by the soldiers and were having a baby, and the babies were given to someone else. So nowadays, 198 grandsons of these mothers, they know their identity because ADN. They know they were given to families because of money.
So the president's house is a pink house, and I just learned why.
I kind of just assumed it was just like an Argentinian thing, just to have colorful buildings.
Yeah, no, you're wrong. Many, many years ago, there was a civil war here. Really big war, bad war. And the way that they...
many years ago, big civil war, bad war, very bad.
War. Well, it wasn't a good war. It was a bad war.
Not only that, it was the longest civil war in world history that any country has ever had.
Absolutely.
Okay, and?
Long war. And there's two sides in the war. There's the North and the South, different sides, and they each have their own color, red and white. And so the president was like, no more war, we need to show how this war should be over, we all need to be together. So he said, I have an idea, I'm gonna paint my house pink because it's red and white mixed together. But they didn't have pink paint here. That wasn't a thing that they did. So he had to order pink paint from Europe. But it was taking too long for them to get the pink paint here. So he said, screw it, and he just got a bunch of white paint, killed 50 cows, got their blood, mixed it together to make pink paint, painted his house pink.
Did that work, by the way? Do we even know if that worked?
I think it worked, yeah, because it's still pink to this day. Now it's actually with paint. But for years and years, it was just that cow blood.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah.
It sounds like it was like a sacrificial thing. They sacrificed a bunch of cows to get everyone united.
Oh, another thing he said was because they killed all the cows, they ended up having a huge party, like a big barbecue, because of all the cows.
I could do an walking tour
What's the? You said that it's dangerous once the sun is down. What is dangerous?
Dangerous being robbed. If you go to La Boca at night, they will rob you with a gun, on a motorcycle, saying, "Give me your wallet."
Oh, they have guns.
Obviously. Here, they just will grab and run. In La Boca, they will rob you, pointing with a gun, and you better say, "It's okay, you win." Yeah.